A lot of people get laser focused on getting a job at these huge tech companies like Google, Facebook, or Amazon because they pay a lot of money. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there are many startups and lesser known companies that pay just as much, if not more, than those tech giants. There's also the side benefit of not working in a soul-crushing corporate environment and knowing that your work isn't helping to destroy the fabric of society, which is a pretty nice bonus. In this video, I'm going to cover 5 of those companies and tell you what they do and how much they pay their engineers. Tableau makes business analytics software that integrates with a ton of data sources, imports that data, and then makes it very easy for non-technical users to make charts and graphs. If you've worked in a big company, they've probably got a Tableau subscription and you might have used it before. The average salary for their engineers at entry level is $240,000, and for senior engineers with a few years of experience, that jumps up to $382,000 on average. Roblox is a game developer that obviously has a very popular game called Roblox, and I was actually surprised by this one because game dev is notorious for shitty pay and shitty working conditions, so I was shocked when I actually saw that they pay well. So if you're tired of making web apps, this might be an interesting place to work at. Their junior developers start off around $250,000, and for senior developers with around 5 years of experience, it bumps up to around $420,000. Snowflake can't really be called a startup anymore since they went public in around September 2020, and then their stock blew up and went crazy. What they do is data warehousing and basically create tools that handle the entire life cycle for data for an organization so that you can move it around with pipelines, do machine learning, data science, all sorts of stuff. Pretty much any service related data, they provide that. So a lot of old school companies, they don't have that specialty and expertise in-house, so they use something like Snowflake to make that easier for their engineers to accomplish. Right now, their average engineer is making $436,000, but like I said earlier, a lot of that is probably tied to their stock price increasing so much, and a lot of, like, I suppose you can call experts say their stock is overpriced based on their revenue, so you can't guarantee that their compensation or their salaries are going to be that high for so long. But regardless, I'd say it's still a good place to look at. Figma is an app used by UX and UI designers to make prototype apps quickly and efficiently, and also create design systems, while also providing some real-time collaboration features to speed up that process and get things approved faster if you want to have a client or somebody look at what you're working on. So right now they do seem to kind of lowball junior engineers, but if you have a few years of experience, they're a good spot to go to because it looks like on average they're paying senior engineers over $500,000 a year. Plaid is a financial technology company. What they do is provide an API that makes securely connecting users' bank accounts to your application very easy. It takes care of all that complex regulations and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about it. They're used by American Express, Venmo, and Coinbase behind the scenes. There's a lot of these companies like Plaid that aren't sexy or really well known, but behind the scenes they're powering a lot of very popular apps. So their junior developers make around $200,000 starting, and with 4 to 5 years of experience, the average engineer makes $350,000 at Plaid. So those are 5 of the lesser known companies that compare to the tech giants when it comes to paying their engineers. There are a ton of companies like this that you've probably never heard of, especially if you're new to the tech industry. I'm going to be making some more videos like this covering them, so be sure to like and subscribe. I just think it's smarter to look at some of these lesser known companies rather than trying to bash your head against the wall, competing with thousands of other engineers who are fighting for those jobs at Google and Facebook. It's not to say that getting a job at these companies is easy, but there is definitely less competition in many cases.